Hello, I'm AxleMC131 and welcome back to Behind the Blocks in Minecraft 1.8. Now, a while back I did a video on a concept for a thirst effect in Minecraft 1.8, which basically meant that you had to drink water to survive, and if you stopped drinking water it would eventually kill you. You would basically die of dehydration. Let me just change my settings down a bit, because they seem to not be happy. Alright, so I bring you a revision of that using an entirely different system and a couple of new mechanics that I have implemented into it. Now, you can see on the right hand side of my screen that I have a status score there, and it says that my hydration is 77. Now, that's actually like 77% out of 100. But there's a clever little mechanic that doesn't actually show my name there, it shows my hydration and in a colour. Now, there's a few clever things here. First of all, it doesn't use a custom potion anymore. This is just a standard run-of-the-mill water bottle. And if I drink this, my hydration score will go up by 1. So I should go game mode 0. There we go. And I just use the bottle, and I can prove this. This is just a plain, normal glass bottle, and I can fill it from the water source, and I can drink, and it will set it back up to 100. There we go. And that is because I'm not using a custom potion anymore. I'm actually using a scoreboard I discovered. Wow. Laggy. Game mode 1. I'm actually using a scoreboard, which is a stat.useItem.minecraft.potion. And that works because the Minecraft water bottle is technically speaking a Minecraft potion, as are all the rest of these. And that means that you don't actually have to just use a water bottle. You can actually refresh your hydration by drinking any potion, which is actually pretty nice. So I will show you how this works. So it looks pretty daunting. There's a few setups here. There's a few bits of setup here. This is quite complex, and there's actually a couple of clocks. But I'll start off with the scoreboard. So the scoreboard is actually called drink. So if I go scoreboard objectives list, you can see there are 4 objectives at the moment: hydration, status, deaths, and drink. So we're going to start with drink. So you can see that the drink the drink objective is stat.useItem.minecraft.potion. So you can do that just by going scoreboard, objectives, add, drink, stat.useItem, Minecraft, oh, nope, not gunpowder, Minecraft potion, which already exists. So that means that you'll get a drink score of 1 whenever you drink a potion. Right. So the other scoreboards that we need. So if we go scoreboard objectives list. So hydration is a dummy objective, as is status, and then the deaths one is just a death count. So that's very simple. That's just a simple death count. So what we have here is we have a fill clock once again. So if I go in here, we just fill redstone block, fill air, and we have 4 commands running on this fill clock. Now, first one over here was scoreboard players set. Oh, sorry, this is not the first one. This is the first one. There we go. Scoreboard players add all players with a drink score minimum of 1. It's going to add 10 to their hydration level. So that's going to add 10 to the hydration level. So like that. So if I go, and then if you go down here, if it's going to set scoreboard players set all players with a hydration minimum score of 101, it's going to just set it back to 100. So you can't have a hydration level higher than 100%. Over at the back here, we have scoreboard players set all players drink score to 0. So that when you drink, if you drink a potion or a water bottle, it's going to add 10 to your score, and then that's it. So it's going to give you a drink score of 1, then it's going to add 10 to your hydration score, and then set your drink score back to 0. And you won't see that happen because it happens so fast. This command block in the middle, this is how we are representing the status. What we have here is a phantom player called Hydration. And we're going scoreboard players, operation, hydration, status. Hydration is the name of the player. And we are going to change their status objective, and we're going to make it equal AxleMC131's hydration objective. So this is single player only. So this, you would put your name in where what that is. So what this means is that if I go /scoreboard players operation, so you can see that I have 2 players listed here, me and something called Hydration, and that's because Hydration is a phantom player that I just added, and because I added it in this command block, it will now show up here. So we are going to take the Hydration player, we're going to operate at them, we're going to change their status, which is a dummy objective, and we're going to make it, you can see we have a whole lot of operations here, like mathematical operations. We're going to make it equal to AxleMC131's hydration score. And that's permanently happening. So my hydration score at the moment is 63. However, it's not showing up on the sidebar because that's not what I have it selected to. What I have it selected to is that the status scoreboard shows up on the sidebar, and I'm not listed on it. However, the hydration player is, and their score is their status score is always equal to my hydration score. So it shows up on the right. The way I got it colored, by the way, is I just put them into a team. Which I won't show you how to do now, but I just put them into a team and then made the team color aqua, basically. Right. So over here, this is actually what's affecting my, causing my thirst to go down. So we have a hopper clock here and a randomiser here. So I'm not going to go through this. We have one item that does not stack, and then we have a whole lot of items that do stack. And that's a 1 in 9 randomiser. And then over here, we have a scoreboard which is going scoreboard players remove all players with a hydration minimum score of 1, it's going to remove 1. So what that means is that if their hydration score is 1 or greater, it will remove 1. But if it's 0, it won't. So I don't need to add another command here that sets it to 1 if it's at 0. So that's nice and easy. Then we have these 4 command blocks here are actually executing effects that you get. These are similar to the effects that you got in the original one, so that when you get to a low enough thirst level, you get some negative effects. When you have a hydration score of 20, you get given 4, which I believe is mining fatigue. And the hide particles is true for 5 seconds. Then at score hydration is 20, you get 18. I'm going to have to remind myself what these are, I think. Which I think is... oh boy. I think it's weakness. I think weakness is 18. And then at 10... Sorry, that's at 20. So at 20 you get mining fatigue and weakness. At 10 or lower you get slowness. And then at 0 you are given wither. So you will then die after that point. You're given wither 2. And then what we have over here is that we have another command block here, which is testing for any player with a death's minimum score of 1. So this is how we're doing the execute if someone dies from dehydration. We're then we don't have the death message anymore, but we go scoreboard players set, all players score death's minimum of 1. We're going to set their hydration score to 100. So we're going to reset their hydration score. We are going to clear any effects from them, because those actually carry over for a brief moment. And then we're going to set their death score to 0 again. And that means that if you end up dying, when you come back from anything, when you respawn, you have a hydration score of 100 again. So if I just set my scoreboard players set Axle hydration to 20. If I have 20, I have weakness and mining fatigue. So I mine slower and I don't hit as hard in combat. So that's a bit of a debuff. So you want to drink at that point. When it gets down to 10, I'll just go game mode 0 so you can see this. If I get down to 10, I now also have slowness 1. So I move a bit slower. It's a bit hard to tell because it's quite laggy at the moment, but I move a lot slower. So you can see that, well, you can kind of see that I move slower. And then when it gets down to 0, whoops, if it gets down to 0, it will actually affect me with wither. And that will kill me. So you can see that is actually proceeding to kill me now. So if I just make this not peaceful, so it's actually going to kill me, so I don't actually re-heal. So that's dealing about half a heart of damage a second or something. So after a few seconds, I will pretty much die of wither. And there we go. So it says I withered away. But you'll notice that when I respawn, it sets my hydration score back to 100 and clears the effects. So it resets quite nicely. Now, I will prove that even if I have, like, if I set this back to, like, 30, I can drink the water bottle, and now we'll set it up to, up by 10, but I can also drink a potion, and because they're all called Minecraft Potion, drinking any potion will also affect me, which is a rather nice mechanic. So yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. This has been a revision of the thirst effect. I'm tempted to put this into the Nightmare realm, because the old thirst effect was a little bit more, like, complex. There were unnecessary things, basically. This is much more refined, and it's a much nicer system. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. Guys, I've been AxleMC131. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Delicious water.